ller Kenny basically described in detail what the hell happened with the freaking murder of Big Juke. I don't think that if you saw Big Juke's murder that some bullshit won't happen. The man was too powerful. Everybody who talks about Yo Gotti, they never talk about how integral freaking Big Juke was. He was the ear to the music, the ear to the streets.
Young. Dolph's main shooter was just arrested the other day and allegedly was charged for the murder of Yo Gotti's brother, Big Juke. Behind the Memphis rap scene's glossy exterior, ller Kenny was running wild in the streets, dropping bodies and self-snitching on tracks that ultimately led to his downfall. The shocking truth behind what brought him down is darker than anyone imagined, and we're about to reveal it all. Yo, what's good, fam? We about to dive deep into some real street drama that's been shaking up the hip-hop community and has Memphis on fire. Now, before we get into this wild ride, let me keep it 100 with y'all. Social media been buzzing about ller Kenny getting dragged out the bushes by what people saying was the DEA. But yo, we about to separate the facts from the fiction, the real from the fake. Now, hold up before y'all start thinking this was just some regular traffic stop gone wrong. The street's been whispering for months that Kenny had Big Juke's blood on his hands. But here's where it gets real spicy. This fool been practically confessing to the murder in his own music. The footage.
Dolph's main shooter was just arrested the other day in a
None of us. Shit, we chillin'. I can't do nothing on niggas. Hell no.
Footage that went viral shows Kenny getting pulled out them bushes like a groundhog on Groundhog Day. Look at that. They told him come back. He about to get bit. That's crazy, man. You can hear someone saying in the background as law enforcement drag this man out his hiding spot in the streets. We know getting chased by the feds ain't no joke, but Kenny's situation was different. Because the rumor has been circulating for months that he was the triggerman behind Big Juke's assassination. The man was 5'3" and 120 pounds soaking wet, but apparently had the heart of a lion when it came to putting in that work. According to the booking records, Kenneth Mason, that's ller Kenny's government name, was facing multiple charges, including intentionally evading arrest in a vehicle, evading arrest, reckless driving, illegal window tint, and possession of a controlled substance. But yo, this is where thestery gets deeper than just some traffic violations. The real kicker though, Kenny was comfortable as hell in them bushes. He even posted on Facebook later saying, I was comfortable as underscore in them bushes. They had to drag me out. It was going to be there till timber waiting on me to surrender. This man was planning to wait it out until the coast was clear, but the law wasn't having it. But here's where it gets interesting. This man Kenny been telling on himself harder than a kindergartner who stole. Cookies.interview.2.53.01. After Big Juke got murdered outside that restaurant in front of his own mother, Kenny dropped a track that had the streets talking. In front of his mama, they downed his brother. We come to get you like bounty hunters. Real talk? That's some real incriminating lyrics right there. Ha! He said we, not they, we. This man basically put himself at the scene of the crime through his own bars. The real tea that got everybody shook was how specific Kenny got with the details. Big Juke did get killed in front of his mother after attending a funeral. Kenny rapping about it like he was given a play-by-play to the police. In the hood. We call that self-snitching, and it's the fastest way to catch a case. For those who know the culture, when you drop a diss track immediately after someone gets murdered and you're describing details that only the shooter would know, you might as well turn yourself in. Kenny was celebrating like he just won the lottery, talking about we not they, and making it clear his crew was responsible. But here's the crazy part. Kenny later addressed the rumors on Facebook, saying, I'ma let it be known, but I never thought I'd have to. Stop putting these BS allegations on a nit. I'm a pretty good guy, but I don't want no clout for nothing I don't have nothing to do with. Too little, too late, my guy. The damage was already done. Now, let's talk about how this whole bloody mess started. The beef between Yo Gotti and Young Dolph wasn't just some rap rivalry. This was deep-rooted street politics that went back over a decade. It all started in 2010 with a Thanksgiving weekend shooting outside Level 2 nightclub. Yo Gotti and Boo Dirty, who was connected to Young Dolph's crew, got into it and 6 people ended up shot. This wasn't no Twitter beef. This was real bullets flying in parking lots. The crazy part is, one of the names arrested alongside Yo Gotti was Corey McClendon, the same Corey McClendon who would later be charged in Young Dolph's attempted murder in Hollywood in 2017. That shows you how deep this beef runs. These same soldiers been on the front lines for over 7 years, still trying to eliminate the opposition. But here's where it gets real spicy. Young Dolph was actual listening right next to Gucci Mane in 2012, when Gucci publicly announced his beef with Yo Gotti. Gucci felt like Gotti was trying to ride wave by dropping a mixtape on the same day as Gucci's official release. Young Dolph was right there witnessing the disrespect, and that alliance would prove deadly years later. The beef escalated over the years. Young Dolph's life was under threat long before his murder. In 2017, his car was riddled with over 100 bullets in Charlotte. And federal investigators linked that attack directly to Yo Gotti's circles, specifically to Corey McClendon. This wasn't just rap beef anymore. It had escalated into a full-scale war. When Young Dolph was killed in November 2021, it wasn't a random act of violence. Rumors in the streets suggested that Big Juke had placed a serious bounty on Dolph's head. Big Juke wasn't just Yo Gotti's brother. He was the man who served as the ear to the streets and the muscle behind the CMG empire. This was about power, territory, and respect in Memphis. And when Young Dolph repeatedly disrespected the family name and threatened their empire, Big Juke allegedly made the call that ultimately cost him his life. For those unfamiliar with street politics, putting a bounty on someone is essentially signing your own death warrant if that person has loyal soldiers. Young Dolph had real ones, people who weren't going to let his murder go unanswered. The streets learned about Big Juke's involvement long before the police did. Word travels fast in Memphis, and when someone is responsible for killing a beloved figure like Young Dolph, retaliation is inevitable. During the trial of the alleged shooters, it was revealed that Big Juke was coordinating phone calls and movements on the day of the murder. He was essentially the mastermind behind the operation, making him the primary target for retaliation. Then came January 13th, 2024. The day Big Juke's actions caught up with him. He was leaving Perron's restaurant and event center on Winchester, near Kirby, when shooters struck. He was in his own city, likely feeling secure until death found him. The shooting occurred in broad daylight around 4:15 p.m. with no masks and no attempt to hide. It was a message killing. They wanted everyone to know that Big Juke's protection couldn't save him from the consequences of his decisions. What made the incident even more chilling was the fact that it happened in front of his mother. In street code involving families, especially mothers, is the ultimate violation. But when it comes to revenge for Young Dolph, all rules are thrown out. 2 men were shot, Big Juke died at the scene, and another man was airlifted to Regional 1 Medical Center in critical condition. Memphis police confirmed they had video footage and believed Big Juke was specifically targeted. This was not a random robbery or mistaken identity. It was calculated, planned, and executed with precision. A hit meant to send a clear message to everyone watching. The timing was also brutal. Big Juke had just left a repast celebration of life following a funeral. He stepped outside for a smoke break and never returned. His mother was inside when she heard the gunshots that took her son's life. The streets were already buzzing about Big Juke's involvement in Young Dolph's murder long before it became public knowledge. Word had spread that he placed the bounty, which is what made him a target. In the hood, information moves faster than police investigations. The same networks that helped coordinate Young Dolph's murder also exposed Big Juke's role. Street justice doesn't wait for court proceedings. B.O. Lil Kenny and his young mob crew were reportedly waiting for the right moment to retaliate. They understood that Big Juke was the real power behind Yo Gotti's operation, and taking him out would be the ultimate revenge for their fallen leader. Kenny even described the events in detail through his lyrics, painting a vivid picture of the murder. Many people believe that if you saw Big Juke's killing, you would understand just how powerful he was and why his death was such a significant blow. His role in the CMG empire was rarely discussed publicly, but his influence was undeniable. Now, here's where the story gets even more intense. If Big Juke had lived, he could have been facing federal murder charges for Young Dolph's death. During the trial of the alleged shooters, evidence showed that Big Juke had been questioned by police and was deeply involved in the planning. Phone records reportedly showed constant communication between him and the shooters on the day Dolph was killed. If he hadn't been killed, prosecutors likely would have built a case strong enough to send him to prison for life. That's the harsh reality of street life. Sometimes death can be a grim form of escape from a life behind bars. Now let's talk about B.O. Lil Kenny. He was arrested on what appeared to be minor charges: evading arrest, reckless driving, and possession with a bond set at $10,000. He likely posted it quickly, but this may just be the beginning. Kenny reportedly spent extra hours in interrogation due to the rumors and allegations circulating online. He even said the internet is a dangerous drug, and he's right. His own social media posts and lyrics gave law enforcement valuable evidence to connect him to Big Juke's murder. The feds often start small, arresting someone on minor charges while they build a larger case in the background. Kenny's self-incriminating lyrics and videos may have given them everything they needed to link him to the crime at the end of the day. B.O. Lil Kenny's situation isn't just about revenge. It's about the consequences of a lifestyle where violence is the answer. Young Dolph was killed, so Big Juke had to die. Big Juke died, and now Kenny may face serious consequences. This cycle of violence in Memphis has already taken too many lives and destroyed too many families. Yo Gotti lost his brother. Young Dolph's family lost their patriarch. And now Kenny's family may lose him to the prison system. The real question is, when does it end? How many more lives must be lost before these crews realize this path only leads to death or prison? Kenny may think he got away with it, but the streets are watching, and so are the feds. What do you think about B.O. Lil Kenny's situation? Will he beat the charges, or is this just the start of a bigger case? Drop your thoughts in the comments and make sure to subscribe for more breaking updates from the Memphis rap scene.